What's up, people? MarkJack79 here, and as you can see by the title of the video and the screen, we are doing our review of the DC Extended Universe film Shazam. That's right. It came out this weekend. I saw it yesterday, and I am here to give you my thoughts, my concerns, yeah. So let me go on ahead and get it out the way that this is going to be a spoiler heavy review. Yeah, I have not seen any reviews currently on Rotten Tomatoes or YouTube or just online in general, so I really wanted to go into this review with a completely open mind, my own opinion. Yeah, so let's get into it, man. So I'm going to start from the beginning. So at the beginning of the film, they really set up the origin story of the bad guy, Dr. Sivana. I'll tell you what, man, I always go into every superhero movie under the impression that how good it is defined how good the villain is. Dr. Sivana had some pretty cool moments, some cool parts. Sometimes I felt like he was really menacing, evil. You know, I mean, he had kind of a jacked up childhood. It just wasn't perfect, but he's definitely not the worst either. He is definitely not the worst DC Extended Universe movie villain by far. He's definitely not the worst. I think that honor still goes. When it comes to the weakest, I still feel like Ares was pretty weak in Wonder Woman. And the dude, Dark Stefan was his name, I think, in Justice League. He was pretty generic too, because he didn't really have that much of a backstory. But at least Dr. Sivana had a backstory. You kind of understood his motivation for wanting to be bad. And then the movie kind of explains, like, deep down, like, he was a bad dude, but it was actually the guardians or whatever, the guardian spirits from the temple that was really causing him to be that bad. So if I had to give a grade to Dr. Sivana as a villain in total, I go C+, B- territory. Yeah, that's right, man. So let's talk about Shazam himself. So then when we talk about Shazam, we also have to get into the story. I mean, I understand that he's a 14-year-old boy in a grown man's body. I mean, the movie kind of beats that fact over your head throughout the entire film. I mean, I get it, but it's like, sometimes it felt like a little much. I feel like there was never a moment in the film after he got his powers. He never had that aha moment where, okay, it's time to buckle down and get serious and save the world. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know, that's always been one of my favorite factors in superhero, and definitely in origin superhero movies, where they have that moment where, like, hey, stuff is real, you know, I got these powers, it's really time to utilize them to help my fellow man. And, you know, Shazam kind of had that moment when his family got kidnapped, but I don't know, maybe just the actor, Zachary Levi's his name, just really didn't portray it that well, or maybe he was trying to portray it as a 14-year-old per se, but I just felt just a little non-believable to me, if that makes sense. Yeah, it never really got to a tone where I felt it was really all that serious. But I think that was the point of the movie too. I felt like the creators or the director never at one point wanted you to feel that it was all that serious. Now, when we hop back into Captain Marvel's character, I think it was really cool how they did the origin story with him and his mom, and how they wanted you to believe that he got lost at first. But, you know, if you really take a look at that scene, I feel like there's no way, because, I mean, I'm a dad, I got a 2-year-old. I don't think it's possible I never thought it was possible that she lost him in that setting and was never able to find him again. I didn't believe that for a second. I wish it could have been, I don't know if that was in the comic book or whatnot, but I feel like they should have done a better job of explaining why his mom was young and wanted to give him wanted to lose him on purpose or give him away. I never found that scene believable at all. So that's, I mean, not a huge nitpick, not a huge deal, just a bit of a nitpick. It was just annoying, especially when they like met up and mom was like, "Oh yeah, you found me," but great. Like I knew that scene was extremely predictable from jump. So, and then there was the other like scene, where he was like, "All right, maybe it's really time to buckle down and get serious and use these powers." I don't know. I felt like that was kind of weird. Because, I don't know, the motivational factor in that is not really, I'm supposed to go save somebody. It's like, I'm just sad that my mom doesn't want me, so I guess I'll use these powers for good now. Yeah, it was just a little confusing to me. I don't know, man. But when we talk about the other side characters, Freddy was a cool character. I mean, he got a little bit annoying at times, but I think he was supposed to be somewhat annoying on purpose. And when I talk about Freddy, another really annoying aspect of this film were the school bullies. I felt like they were so forced. It wasn't even funny. And I get it. They're supposed to be dickheads. The audience, they're supposed to hate them. But I just felt that they were so unrealistic. Cause we've all went to school. I mean, do kids really pick on the cripple per se kids like that? Cause I went to school with some handicapped students, and I feel like, at least in the school that I went to, handicapped kids didn't really get picked on like that. But it's just my school. Maybe you had a bit of a different experience in schooling. But I mean, if you got a kid walking around with a cane, I never saw a kid walking around with a cane get pushed down and kicked and punched like he was a piece of meat. That just didn't exist. I felt like that was really over the top and unrealistic, right? The way life really portrays the handicapped society. So I really didn't like that too much either. But I did appreciate Captain Marvel and Freddy's relationship. I feel like their friendship really pushed the movie forward, and he was a really good side character that he could show all these powers to. And the YouTube thing was so awesome to me too, because why wouldn't you start a YouTube channel if you're friends with the guy that gives the Captain Marvel powers? I mean, that's obvious, right? So, but the other side characters, I feel like out of all the kids, my favorite was probably the little girl. I can't think of her name. The little sister. Man, I can't think of her name for nothing. But just the whole thing with her talking a whole lot and was able to keep her secret, and then them getting powers too, and her being like, what's a lair? I love that part. So definitely her side character was probably my favorite for sure. So then that brings us to some more of the action scenes. Definitely not DC's best. Personally, I still think the Man of Steel fight scene with Zod is some of the best I've ever seen from the DCEU. I mean, like I said, the special effects from the Guardians from Dr. Sivana was a little bit weak. You could definitely tell that they were computer animated. They didn't really look real at all. There was one particular scene when he went up to his dad's office, and the Guardian dudes were taking out that whole room. I swear, man, when they came to take out his dad or whatever, you really gotta watch too, because he was sitting in his chair on one frame, and then the Guardian dude jumped on top of him, and I swear the next frame they were both just gone completely. I don't know if I was the only one that noticed that, but as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So yeah, man, definitely one of the factors. I was like, ugh, not a whole lot of money went into the production budget, clearly. And then the other thing that kind of made me upset is just his outfit too, Captain Marvel's outfit. I really felt like it was a little bit weak. I mean, clearly, you know, if I'm watching a comic book hero movie, I want to see my guy, you know, get buffed out. He needs to get in shape, and I feel like it was clearly a padded suit that they had him in. It was clearly a padded suit, and that's not something I like to see. I mean, between all the Marvel movies and all the DC movies, it's the first time I've really seen a padded suit like that. Because clearly, Zachary Levi did not get that big to play that role, but I feel like he should have, though. I mean, if he's getting paid, I mean, I feel like that should have been part of the contract. You know what I'm saying? If they're paying me $1 bajillion to play this role, and you're supposed to look like the character, right? So then you need to portray the character as he looks in the comic book to the best of your ability. I don't know. I feel like he didn't really do that too. Just the padded suit. I'm just not a fan of, man. I wasn't feeling it. I mean, overall, it wasn't a terrible film, but it definitely wasn't my favorite film either. It definitely had some bad aspects that needed some severe correcting. I mean, all in all, the relationships between the characters I really enjoyed. The action set pieces were kind of weak. The Shazam Rangers at the end. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that too. Does the Shazam Rangers exist in any other form of media other than the movie? I swear I've never seen them in the comic book before. I was so curious about that. I went to go see it with the Crown Prince, and as soon as they popped up on screen, he was like, "Have they ever appeared anywhere before?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't have a clue. I don't know. I've never seen them before." So, and I keep calling them the Shazam Rangers because obviously I don't know like what they're actually called. So, because I mean, but they all had different colors. I mean, it was a green one, a blue one, a purple one, a yellow one. Yeah, man. Well, I mean, as soon as I saw them on screen, they reminded me of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I don't know. That's how I felt about it. But all in all, like I said, action set pieces were kind of weak. Story was meh. The relationships between each character was cool. Villain was so. Overall aspect of Captain Marvel, so. So I mean, if I had to give this movie a rating, I would go 5.5 out of 10, maybe. It wasn't just garbage. It wasn't garbage, man. I mean, if you're a fan of the DC Extended Universe, I would definitely still go and support this movie. But obviously, if you're watching this review, then hopefully you've already seen it with all the spoilers in it. But yeah, man, I was just. And one more thing too. The Superman cameo at the end. Oh my God, that was so funny. Clearly, they tried to get Henry Cavill to be in this film, and he flat out was like, no, because I'm pretty sure that was at the same time that he was filming the Mission Impossible. So I think that was the reason why he was unable to do that cameo. But even if he could have, I don't know if he would have done it or not. So, but they showed him in the lunchroom going to have lunch with Shazam and Freddy, and they had his body, but they cut his head off. So I just found that hilariously sad. I was like, oh God, dude, you should have. Was that really necessary? I don't think that was even necessary, man. You should have just let that go. But yeah, well, all right, man. I think we're going ahead and end it here. So Shazam, not a terrible film, not a good film either. I think it's just right around the middle of the bandwagon. So I give it an average C+ ish. So hopefully you enjoyed my review. If you did, please hit that like button. You know what to do. You can follow me at youtube.com/marjack79. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at marjack79 if you want to see what else I am doing in my YouTube world. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one. And stay tuned, man. We got a Disney World Fun coming in a day or so. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm so excited, man. So until then, I will see you guys on the next one. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.